Mom, that's my brother, the boy whispered, his voice barely more than breath as his finger trembled, pointing toward the dirt-streaked child sitting alone on the sidewalk. The woman in heels didn't slow down. She tugged her son's hand harder, eyes flicking toward the boy holding a ripped cardboard sign that read, "I'm hungry." "Don't stare, Liam. Let's keep moving." But Liam stopped walking, his polished shoes planted firmly on the cracked pavement as a strange silence fell around him. His heart raced, his young face twisted with something unfamiliar. Recognition. "Mom, I know him," he repeated, louder this time, his voice filled with disbelief. She turned, irritated. "Liam, you don't know that child. Come on." But Liam was already stepping away, pulling his hand from hers. The boy on the ground looked up slowly, his face pale, smudged with dust and desperation, their eyes locked. Seconds passed, recognition flared, and then the boy on the ground spoke, voice shaky but sure. "Liam, it's me. Aiden." The woman froze, her hand dropped, her expression collapsed into something between confusion and fear. Liam dropped to his knees in front of the homeless boy, his suit jacket crumpling against the dirty pavement. "Aiden, they told me you were gone. That I didn't have anyone left." The homeless boy blinked hard. "They said you got adopted, that you had a better life now." His fingers clutched the sign tighter. "I kept hoping I'd find you again." By now, passers-by were slowing, watching the scene unfold. The suited woman took a nervous step forward. "Liam, get away from him. You don't know where he's been. This isn't safe." But Liam turned sharply, his eyes burning with something too raw for his age. Betrayal. "You told me I had no family left. You told me I was the only one who survived that fire." His voice cracked. "You lied to me." She stepped back, flustered. "I did what I had to. You needed a clean slate, a real home." Aiden slowly stood now, swaying slightly on bare feet. "I searched for you every day, Liam, every single day since they took us apart. Foster homes, shelters, sometimes I had to sleep outside, but I never stopped looking." Liam looked at him, then back at the woman who had raised him in comfort but silence. "You could have told me the truth. I would have looked for him." A hush had fallen over the busy street. A couple had stopped pushing their stroller. An elderly man leaned on his cane, shaking his head slowly. Aiden reached out with trembling fingers. "I don't want anything. I just wanted to know you were okay." Liam reached into his pocket and pulled out a snack bar, the one his adoptive mum always packed in case he got hungry between violin practice and debate club. Without hesitation, he handed it to Aiden. "You need this more than me." The woman gasped. "Liam, you're making a scene. Get up. We're leaving." But Liam stood beside Aiden now, not as a stranger, but as a brother. "You told me love makes a family," he said softly. "Then why did you try so hard to erase mine?" Tears began to well in Aiden's eyes. "I thought I'd never see you again." Liam turned to him and smiled gently. "Well, now you have, and I'm not going anywhere." A security guard nearby stepped closer, unsure whether to intervene. But before he could speak, a middle-aged man in a worn jacket approached, kneeling beside Aiden. "You two brothers?" he asked gently. Liam nodded. "Yes, we were separated. He's been on the street looking for me." The man turned to Aiden. "Are you hungry, son?" Aiden just nodded, clutching the snack bar like it was a treasure. Then the man stood and raised his voice. "Anyone here think this boy deserves a hot meal?" A wave of hands shot up. A woman stepped forward with a sandwich. A teenager took off his hoodie and handed it over. Another man opened his wallet. Strangers became angels, one by one. Food, water, coats, kind words, they came pouring in like a flood of forgotten humanity. And in the middle of it all, Liam stood beside his brother, a boy who had been discarded by the system but never gave up hope. The woman who had once called herself his mother stood frozen, lips parted, eyes wide, watching everything she'd built begin to crumble. "Liam," she whispered, her voice barely audible. But Liam didn't turn. He looked at Aiden, then took his hand. "What happens now?" Aiden asked, his voice small. "We go home," Liam said. "Together." And with that, they walked away. Two brothers, reunited not by luck, but by love and truth. Because family isn't about blood or comfort or clean clothes. It's about never forgetting, never giving up, and never letting go. If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a karma in the comments below.